Bonjour, Anishishi Ayayan. Hello, how are you? My name is Jeff Wright, and I'm an author, and I'd like to share a chapter out of my book here, or at least a part of it. And the new book it just came out about a week ago. It's called Where Two Beads Meet. It's available on Amazon, and I'd like to read a little section from chapter 9. It's called How to Thread a Needle. Now, this is, if you've been following my past books, it's about the same little boy, Mino Muskiki, which means good medicine, and he now goes and visits his grandmother, and his grandmother teaches through beadwork. So she thinks of the loom as a place where creation starts. So that being said, here we go. A long time ago, there were ones that told us the great loom didn't exist as we believed it, and that where we come from was wrong or bad. They said our colors were too dark, our patterns of life too busy. All that hooping and hollering we did in our ceremonies, they said, was of the devil himself. They tried to make us learn a new way of listening outside our hearts. Her fingers moved again, slower now. They took us from home, far from the voices of our elders that could trace our roots all the way back to the Mama Aki, Mother Earth. Mino had heard pieces of this story when he went to that same missionary school, but never like this, never braided into beadwork and fire in the afternoon light. Did they break the loom? He asked softly. Grandmother shook her head with tears running down her face in remembrance. Gaween, which means no. She declared, they tried to cover it up. They tried to convince us it never was. She turned the frame over, showing them the back again, the knots, the crossings, the places where threads doubled on itself. For a while I believed them, she said, because they were supposed to be grown-ups and we little kids. Her fingers paused, the needle resting where it was. I listened outside myself for so long, Grandma Manduman went on. I forgot how to listen to my teacher inside me. The fire shifted, the cabin stayed steady. But the loom never stopped, Grandma said. It just waited. Mino washed her hands. They did not shake, and her tears seemed to dry up with each word she said. One day, she continued, I heard it again. Not loud, not clear, just enough to remind me I was still one of the original people, the Anishinaabe. She smiled faintly. That's how it comes back to you, not all at once, but one thread at a time. Mino thought about the beads breaking off. Maybe that was her story. He felt bad bringing it up. So you didn't escape the school as I did, he said. You remembered? Grandma looked at him from head to toe. Hey, yeah, she said. That's exactly what happened. She placed another bead and pulled the thread through, snug but kind. And that, she added, is why I bead. It keeps my hands remembering what my heart never forgot. Mino felt something shift in his chest, not sharp, just heavy. He stayed quiet the way you do when a truth needs room to sit down. But the inside teacher, Grandma added, doesn't leave when you stop listening. It just waits until you return. She glanced at him as if looking into a mirror. And when you finally do hear its voice again, she said, it feels like you came home to a place you never left. Grandma Manduman was quiet for a while after that. Maybe she too had no words for herself and had to wait like I did for the voice to fill the gap between two beads sitting on a couch. There was a girl, she said finally, at the school. Mino looked up. Grandma hadn't used that word, school, like that before. She was smaller than me, Grandma went on, quieter too, but her hands knew things, her fingers lifted remembering. One night after lights went out, when the sisters thought we were asleep, she reached under a mattress and pulled out a needle. Mino's eyes widened. They let her have one? Grandma smiled sadly. Gaween. She held her fingers close together as if protecting something tiny. She had taken it from the laundry room, hid it in the hem of her dress, said it helped her remember who she was. The loom creaked softly as if affirming Grandmother's story to be true. She showed me how to thread it in the dark, she said. No light, no talking, just feeling for the opening, breathing slow, not forcing it. Mino tried to imagine this pattern on a thin string, two beads, hands shaking, careful not to make a sound, as the nuns, as he remembered, had ears like a hawk, and could hear the sound of a single pin drop somehow. She told me, Manduman continued, if you push too hard, you bend the needle. If you rush, you miss the eye. You have to wait until the thread wants to go. Grandmother's mouth curved in the smallest smile, as if she had just told the secret of the universe. That was the first lesson, she said. Not about sewing, but my connection with Gitchi Manitou. Mino suddenly sat up straight, as if this subject was his to remember too. She said everything has an opening, but it's not always where you think, but in the very place you stop thinking. And I hope you enjoyed that, and maybe you'll buy this book or just keep listening to my videos and watching me on either YouTube or my Facebook. And for now, Gigawa Bamin Minawa. That means I'll see you later. Thank you.